You're wearing an apron. I work as an assistant manager at a pizzeria, and my job is a little bit of everything. Yesterday a paper towel dispenser wasn't working, and after a bit of checking found the batteries that powered it were dead. He didn't have any spares in the restaurant, so I took my motorcycle to my local grocery store down the road. I got in and swerved past all the people doing their dinner time shopping. After years of stopping at the store, many of the employees know me as the dude who works at the pizza place down the road. And today I'm in full uniform, wearing jeans and a black shirt that has bits of flour on the shoulders. Logo of the pizza company is plastered on my chest as well as the middle of my red apron. I go to the location of the batteries, which is a counter between check stands 3 and 4, and begin looking for the batteries. Before I can reach out and grab my choice, I hear a aim from behind me. I look around and see a wild Karen. Karen, excuse me, do you have any toilet paper? Me, I'm sorry, I don't work here, but I think they're on aisle 12. Karen, huffing, well, are you going to take me there? Me, I'm sorry, but I don't work here, as I grab my batteries. Karen, don't lie to me, you're wearing an apron. Just then a cashier who I know opened check stand 4. I swerve past Karen and place my batteries on the conveyor belt. Cashier, hey pizza nerd, how's it going? Karen, excuse me, I want to complain about this rude employee of yours. Points a finger at me. He won't show me where the toilet paper is. Me, turning to Karen, ma'am, I don't work here. Karen, then why are you wearing an apron? Me, I point to the pizzeria logo on my apron. I work at pizzeria down the road. I don't work here. I just came here for batteries. Cashier, the batteries come to $11.50. Me, I pay for the batteries and turn to Karen one last time. The toilet paper is on aisle 12. Have a nice day, and walk out. At the end of the night I go back to the grocery store with a box of pepperoni pizza. I see cashier closing a register and we have a laugh, as she tells me this is not the first time that particular Karen has mistaken a customer for an employee.
I know you don't work here. I recognize your uniform. Long-time reader, first-time poster. This is not the typical I don't work here lady story, as it's basically the inverse. I thought it entertaining enough to share here. The only bit of relevant background information is that I have a close friend who works for a company that goes into retail stores and takes inventory for them, so I recognize their uniforms. This happened in the spring of 2017. I had just gotten out of a doctor's appointment and went to a nearby chain pharmacy to drop off my prescription. I'd take a few maintenance drugs for some minor health issues. They could fill it for me, but it would be a 20-minute wait. Since I had my infant with me at the time and he was sleeping in his carrier, I decided to pick up a few things for him there instead of making a separate stop at the grocery store after. While I was going down the baby aisle, I saw a guy wearing the same uniform as my close friend, kneeling down near the baby shampoo with a little machine in one hand that tells me he's counting items on that shelf. I walked up next to him and saw that he was standing in front of the item I needed, and braced myself for things to get awkward. The following is our conversation. Me, excuse me, sir. Guy who doesn't work there, sigh. I can't help you, ma'am. I don't work here. The employees in red polo shirts can help you. Me, oh, I know you don't work here. I have a friend who works for the same company as you. I just need one of those bottles of purple baby shampoo on the bottom shelf in front of you. WDWT. Oh, sure. The J&J one. Yeah, that's the one. WDWT picks up a bottle and hands it to me. Here you go. Thanks. WDWT, you know, you're the first person who's recognized the uniform and listened when I said I don't work here in a really long time. Me, I'm not surprised. My friend has a lot of stories about customers. You can't seem to tell the difference between your company's uniform and the uniform of the store he's working in. We chatted a bit more while I worked my way down the aisle finishing up my shopping. I told him some of my friend's best I don't work here stories, and he shared some of his with me. Then they called my name for my prescription. We said goodbye, and I went to go get my medication and pay for my items.
I may know where everything is, but I'm not your employee. A few years ago, I was in a large home improvement store. I had a regular shopping buggy as well as a lumber cart, both filled with materials for whatever remodeling job I was doing at the time. I did have an orange t-shirt that matched the aprons worn by employees, but most definitely do not work there. As I was going down one of the aisles with both of my carts, an elderly gentleman stopped me asking if I worked there. I told him I didn't work there, but would be happy to help him find whatever it was he needed. We walked a couple aisles over, leaving my carts in the aisle where we met. As I was explaining the difference between the similar products, a female customer came up and was obviously waiting to talk to me. She needed help deciding what kind of doorknob she needed for a storm door, which I gladly helped her pick out. I was finally able to get back to my carts to finish gathering supplies when an actual employee approached me. He said something along the line of, "Now that you're done helping customers, do you think you can get all this junk put back on the shelves?" I just laughed and said, "No, I'm good." The employee got red in the face and said, "You put all this crap back or I'll call the manager." At this point, I realized that I was once again being mistaken for an employee, so said, "Go ahead and call him." The employee punched some numbers into his phone and started telling whoever picked up that the new guy has 2 carts full of random stuff in aisle X and is refusing to put it back on the shelves. The manager quickly came to the aisle we were in. I figured at this point everyone could have a good laugh at the misunderstanding. I was wrong. The manager immediately started telling me, "You will take these items and put them back where they belong or you will be terminated." I tried at this time explaining that I don't work there, but was further verbally abused by the manager saying, "I saw you on the monitors wandering around the store talking to customers when you should have been putting all this back where it belongs." At this point, I decided I was done with that particular store and just walked out, leaving about $4,000 worth of merchandise sitting in the carts for someone to put away while loudly telling the manager, "I don't work here." The LDR wore an orange shirt into a home improvement store. I was mistaken as an employee by the customers, and 2 employees, one of which was a manager. The experience led to me leaving the carts full of stuff in the middle of an aisle.
I can't give you a discount on pancake mix because I don't work here. I popped into the grocery store to get the ingredients for lasagna. While I was picking out a box of noodles, an angry Karen came waddling over with a box of pancake mix. The corner was dented and some pancake mix was spilling out. "Karen, this is the last box of pancake mix and it's damaged. I need you to give me a discount." "Me? Sorry, I don't work here." Karen, annoyed and pointing to my basket, "Seriously, you can't stop stocking shelves long enough to find your manager to give me a discount." "Me? I'm not stocking shelves. This is just my basket of groceries." Karen, "If you can't give me a discount, just say so." "Me? Let me see what I can do. Hang tight." Then I paid for my groceries and left.
Really tried to get me fired for not being an employee. So for some backstory here, I'm trilingual, English, Spanish, Chinese. And at the time, I was working at a local store with similar outfit. We took red polo and gray khakis. My way back from work, I stopped. I AutoZone to get some spark plugs and basic car maintenance stuff. Well, in there I was looking at the spark plugs when some Asian lady, probably mid-50s, asked, "Do you guys carry this thing that you put on top of a gasket for Hondas?" I don't answer at first cues. I had one earbud in and thought she was talking to the dude at the counter. She taps me on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me," so I tell her, "Oh, sorry, do you need to get through?" She responds, "I asked you a question." I tried as calmly as I could to tell her, "I don't work here, ma'am." She goes on to complain that I have the red polo, and I tell her, "Go bother the person at the counter with your effing question." She walks away talking to herself in Chinese, saying, "That's one way to lose your job, you slut. Congratulations on being the next in word in the unemployment line." She starts to complain to the guy at the counter, and he tells her I don't work there. She replies with, "Yeah, well, she shouldn't anymore, thank you." I walk up to the register behind her and say to her in near perfect Chinese, "Excuse me, but I need to purchase these items with the money I made at work before coming here." Her face goes white. You'd think she is Casper the fucking ghost. I paid and left. This was a couple years ago.
Yes, this is my child. And well, thanks for all the responses. It's taking me some time, but I'll try to get through them all. Thanks for sharing your similar experiences. This story is pretty tame, but definitely kinda racist. Cast me, my kids, an annoying lady ale. I was at a local playground with my kids. My youngest was about 18 months at the time. She was enjoying the swings while the others ran around. My daughter was very much into hugs and kisses at this age. She especially got a kick out of asking to give you a kiss and then blowing on your cheek to make a wet sound. We had done that a couple of times, and then I went back to pushing her in the swing. It's also important to note that I'm black and my husband has a very light complexion, and so do my children. She's so cute. Thanks. She really seems to love you. I hope so, looking confused. Does her mother mind you being so affectionate with her? I'm her mother. Oh, I didn't. You don't look like her. Well, she's all mine. Is her dad white? Nope. But she has blue eyes. Yeah, most black people have ancestors that were raped by white men, so we come in all colors. That was the end of her questions.
Which subreddits would you like to hear stories from? Let me know in the comments.